All right. Hey, everybody. How you all doing tonight?
Woo!
Woo! I'm pretty excited to be here. My name is MC Henry, and this is we did have one partial session, but this is going to be our first full session of Monster of the Week. And let's get around to who everybody is around me. I'm going to tag John, and my basic rule is I tag you, you tag somebody else, and then we just go till everybody's been tagged. John Patrick Cooper.
Oh, me, not John. I thought you meant John Smash.
Oh crap!
Hey, there are two of you. This is the problem.
I was being polite and just waiting.
Hey, everybody, I'm John Patrick Cooper. I'm a game designer and a PBTA enthusiast. This is my first time playing a full session of Monster of the Week, and I'm very excited by the setting and the characters we have all set up tonight, and I look forward to it. Thank you.
Yep, and tag whoever's next.
John Smash.
Hi, I'm John Smash, and I hope the salsa isn't too spicy. Steve!
Hi, hello. I'm Steve, also known as Sassy Vance. I am a Twitch streamer and a TTRPG producer, performer from India. I'm going to be playing Simran, the host. We're doing some Venom vibes today.
Ooh.
And Taylor.
Hello. I'm Taylor, TTRPG player and GM, aspiring actor. I'm playing. I use any and all pronouns, and I'm playing Annalise, the spooky. As I put it on one of the other servers that I'm in, let's get psychologically fucked up today.
Perfection. If you've been watching from the beginning, you may know what's going on. But otherwise, we are playing in a Victorian-based Monster of the Week campaign in a city called Ilivania, or I can never say it the way it's spelled, but that's how I always say it. And we are, for our icebreaker today, in Ilivania, what is your character's general goings on the day after Casking Day? And if you don't know what Casking Day is, it's basically a giant party that others can aspire to but never meet the bar of. So after the day after Casking Day, what does your character generally doing? And we'll go. I'll tag Steve with this one.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I spaced for a second.
No, you're cool. So we have something called Casking Day in our setting, and that's basically like it's a giant party. If you could think of like Mardi Gras, only it happens once a month. The day after, and your character, I think you said your character doesn't drink, which is totally fine. But the city as a whole does. What does your character's normal day look like the day after Casking Day?
Yeah. So the vibe that I was going for Simran was that she does drink, but she cannot feel the effects of it because the host metabolizes it so quickly that she doesn't have an opportunity to feel drunk or get hungover, right? So I think the day after the event, she is the only, or like one of the few people who was actually up at a decent, reasonable hour, and by reasonable I mean like 10 a.m. while everyone else is still asleep. Initially, when they were younger, it was mostly just stay at home, whatever. But now it's like they get to experience the city without anyone around. Sure, there's the after effects of the previous day, but today is just a day to take in the sights, breathe decently fresh air, and not worry about talking to people because she has enough of that in her head already. Yeah.
I like it. And who would you like to tag with that next?
Taylor.
Please go to someone else. I'm still thinking.
Oh, sure. Yeah. John Smash.
So Sam, being the local plumber that it is probably fixing a lot of abused restrooms after mass revelry around the town. Probably hung over himself, so he's moving a little slower than normal.
The one day when it's just fine to show up plowed because everybody else is too. Who would you like to say?
Let's JPC.
All right. I think, with any sort of great debauchery, there's great atonement needed the day after. So we set up a tent for people to come in to be absolved of their sin. Although I think I got pretty smashed last time, so. Oh, Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. So let's see.
It's all right. We could come back to you.
No, I'm trying to think. So the morning after casting day tends to be pretty quiet for Annalise. Outside the streets are like, I'm imagining messy. There's like streamers in the gutters. A few people are still laughing too loudly, drunkenly, even like at dawn. But inside where she lives, this big, expensive house, it's calm. As I've said before, Annalise doesn't drink much. When she does, she always has to control it, lest, things go wrong. Maybe like a glass of wine that she slowly sips to stay polite. But she always stays sharp and alert and make sure that she remembers as many details of the day as she can to ensure that she isn't going overboard. I'll say she wakes up early, kind of like washes her face, ties her hair back, etc. She just writes, mainly notes to perhaps gain inspiration about the last night, some small details other people might forget, a few strange thoughts that she might have had. And then later when she has to sort of meet other people, she tries to be sort of clear-headed about it. And yeah.
Very cool. I know for myself, the day after a big party, I tend to keep partying as long as I can. So I would probably be one of those obnoxious people on the rooftops who's mooning everyone or something like that.
See, the reason Annalise doesn't party is because she sold her soul to a very powerful dark entity.
Yeah.
I'm
So
just trying to confirm something really quick.
Yeah.
The end of last session, we wrapped up kind of on the boat, right?
Yes.
We didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was going to
Just
get
making
into
sure.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
gonna do a quick wrap up, and if you guys have stuff to add, feel free to correct or add into what I'm gonna say, because this is all going off of my dome here. But you were on a bridge during casting day when a ship appeared basically out of nowhere and smashed into a building near you guys. You all chose either bravely or horribly to go and investigate the ship and see what might befall you. Couple things happened in particular was that Taylor's character Annalise saw some weird motes of light that she could tell had never died, and she tried to use magic with them or something, but basically they became very aware of Annalise in return, and then Simran did some amazing magic, which was able to stop the creatures from messing with Annalise's character. Meanwhile, Jake's character and Sam Hash ran into the bridge, where Sam Hash found some weird-looking black and green twisty dials, who he decided to completely ignore. Found a secret entrance and went through a doorway and tripped over a pocket watch, which seemed to be hovering in midair. Am I missing any big things that happened?
I think that was all of it.
Okay, cool. So, Sam Hash, I need you to roll a d4 for me to figure out what's going on.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
To the trusty owlbear.
Yeah.
A D4.
Yep.
We got a 3.
All right. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So, the room that you find yourself in is not like the ship that was that you were previously on. This is a much different style of construction, and you do notice that when before you were at a standstill, this ship is definitely moving through water. It might. It's pretty dark in the room that you're currently in, but you do hear voices outside of this room. What would you like to do?
I grab the pocket watch.
Okay.
And just big, dumb, blind, walk through. And I got the axe, so I'm going to.
Okay, that's right. I gave you that fire axe. Yep.
I have a fire axe in my right hand, the watch in my left, and I will kind of open the door and just, hey, anybody lose a watch? Well, that's not the accent. Anybody had somebody drop a watch? Anybody?
Okay, you step out of where you're at, and apparently you were in the closet of a quarters room. So you walk out into basically a bedroom. There is not anybody naked or anything like that, but you are you step out and there's a family having a meal, and they're talking about the adventure that they're about to go on. And they kind of look at you like you've just stepped out of their closet in the middle of their meal, and they're pretty confused, and they're like, can we who are you and how did you get in there? And they're calling for security. I'm gonna leave you there with that as we kick back around to I'm gonna kick around to Father Amos or Father Mosley, who we kind of Father Amos is correct. Father Amos, who we kind of didn't touch on as much last session. So when you first stepped onto this boat, Father Amos, what was your first gut reaction, or what were you looking to accomplish?
I wanted to see if there was excuse me. I wanted to see if there was any kind of captain at the helm, any type of dangers, like monster-y kind of stuff. You know, I don't know how common monsters are in this universe, but any kind of threats.
Well, you do happen to belong to a group of monster hunters, so you're pretty sure that monsters are real. um, so I guess my question is because you probably would have seen Jake's character and Sam Mahash jump into what looks like it's probably an important door. Do you think they would follow them, or are you looking more to figure out what's going on outside, or choose a different entrance point or something like that?
I think I'd look for the captain's like chambers, or like what the guy driving the boat.
Okay. I guess then if you're trying to figure that, maybe roll read a bad situation to see if you can find the best way in.
All right, and I can roll analog.
Yeah.
All right, and then what do you roll with for that? What's your
Uh,
modifier?
So that would be read a bad situation is a plus sharp roll.
All right, I got +1. I rolled a 6.
Okay. So on a 6, I think this this ship that you were on is very confusing. It doesn't look like it was constructed with the materials that you guys would have readily available. And I don't think you're really able to make heads or tails of it. You do open a few doors, but none of them look like they're important. So you're kind of lost. You do see in the distance, you would see Annalise and Simran. But yeah, aside from that, you can't really make heads or tails of what's going on.
All right, I'll head towards Annalise and Simran.
Perfect. Step on up and have at it.
All right, so can you set the scene with what those guys are doing for me?
Where did we leave you guys off? You guys had just had the encounter with the spirits, I believe. Simran did some amazing magic to trap these sprites or whatever they are, these floating motes of light.
Yeah, I believe so, and it was not something that she knew she could do. So she's kind of like freaking out about it, but like in the good way, like holy shit, I can't believe I pulled that off, kind of thing. And so this thing is trapped. Is it trapped in like a physical space, or does it just like disappear? Do I see it trapped where it is? What is the vibe?
I'm trying to remember which did you do? Bar a creature, I believe, or did you do trap a creature?
I think I did trap
a creature. That's right, because you sucked them all into your hand, right?
Yeah, kind of like the Hulk smash thing. I think that's what I was trying to
Yeah. I think you've still got your hands like, and maybe it's like a snow globe. You're just kind of looking at it like, great. Now what? So if that's cool with your character, cool with you. Yeah, I think your character still has. So you have your hands trapped around these creatures, and they are glowing. Hold on 1 second. They are glowing in like a weird pattern, and they're just hovering inside of your hands, and you're not exactly sure what's going to happen if you let them go.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to it then.
Yep.
And just I think as names as Father Amos is entering, you will see me with my reach into my pocket, pull out a small little voice recorder, and just apparently I have trapped the entity in my hand. I don't know how this happened, but looks like the host is developing new powers as we speak. This is very fascinating. Stay tuned for more developments. And I put the thing back in my pocket as I look up as you walk in. I guess that's yeah.
I have a question. I have a beginning of session roll.
Yes. Yes. And I was trying to think about that actually. So, because your initiates wanted you to get something, correct? or did you want to roll that anew? Because we kind of glanced over it.
Yeah, give me a reminder of last time.
I believe you got a mixed success on that, but if you just want to roll it fresh, we can
I'll
just
roll
do
it
that.
fresh.
Yeah.
I got a 10. Oh, I'm sorry. Do I roll? What do I roll with on that?
2d6. I don't know. It's in your moves. So let's see
roll
here.
plus charm. Okay, yeah. So I got a 10.
Okay, cool. So what does a 10 mean with your roll?
On a 10 plus, they provide useful info or help in the field.
Okay. So I think we're going to have to treat that a little bit. I'm just going to give you a bag of +1 forwards that you can use whenever you want. So I'm going to give you 3 of those.
All right, cool.
So you can use those for any roll, but after your roll, if you want to add a +1 to bump you up to a 7 or to a 10, I'm going to give you 3 +1s in a bag. Is that cool?
All right, cool. That's
okay.
Great. Thanks.
Okay. Yep.
All right, so I walk up and I'm like, hey, what the hell's going on? What'd you guys find?
There's a thing here that was trying to attack us, and I trapped it. I think I don't know what is going on, but it looked like this weird shimmering light based thing. So, and I just hold up my hand. It's here now. Can you like? I guess it's like shows up like exactly like a snow globe or something trying to like fight against the glass or whatever. And yeah, so that happened. I'm not sure.
That is bizarre. I've never seen anything like this before. I think you got anything to contain them besides your hands? Because otherwise you're going to be occupied for the rest of the day.
Yeah, can I call an audible and we have it like instead of like in my hands and like pull out a small like flask from my I think that's the best thing. I pull out a flask from my pocket and I store the thing in the flask.
I have no problem with you doing this. I think it would be incredibly hard to reach your hand into a pocket while you're holding an entity and pull out a flask. So I think you should roll act under pressure.
Can I grab the flask? I mean,
yeah, but I'm kind of more interested in seeing how this happens if Steve did it since he said it out loud.
That's fair.
So I think so. You're gonna roll act under pressure to see how well you can pull this off, and then Father Amos, you can definitely roll to help, and Annalise, you are right there as well if you feel like you want to step in.
Act under pressure is plus cool.
I'm a little confused as to where I am and what I'm seeing.
Gotcha. Well, let's.
I think you're right next to me, right?
Yeah. My understanding was that you and Simran were together on the ship, basically, that you saw these creatures floating around you. And you I don't remember what you were trying to do, but somehow you alerted them to your presence and they started coming toward you. And that is when Simran did their magic.
I was trying to assess the situation and you just went, oh, now they see you.
Right. Because you failed the roll. I remember that now. Yeah. So yeah, they saw you. They started coming towards you, and Simran jumped in and trapped them. So that is kind of where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So I rolled 2 5s, and I have a +1. So that's an 11.
Okay. So hell yeah. So I don't know how you do this, but if you want to describe it, go for it.
Okay. So I think it's some sort of acrobatic hijinks where I'm holding this thing in one hand and or actually in both hands. And so what I do is I kind of like jump up, and the action of jumping up kind of releases the flask from my trench coat pocket. It goes flying up and quickly, I don't know how much of like creative liberties we're taking with shenanigans that I can do apparently now, but the flask is in the air. I basically juggle the flask and the creature in my hands while trying to open the lid, whatever of it, and transfer the thing into it. It's half full of alcohol, so the creature is now drunk if it chooses to be. So yeah.
The creatures you had in your hand are now swimming in whiskey in the flask. So you have creatures in the flasco, so to speak. So
Yeah,
we'll just
and
say
I just
that
look
this
at the
all
others and I
happens.
I just look at the others and just shrug. Look, easy. It's fine. Should we head back now? Are we done? Was that it?
It is just now that you guys hear people calling out to you to get off the boat. They are going to connect chains to it to release it from the building and get it upright into the water. And you see these peas and carrots flashing in the distance as these shouts are called out. Make way! Make way! We're gonna pull the boat off.
All right, I think we should probably get off the boat. Yeah, and yeah, I'm gonna look for the exit.
Okay. You guys are heading towards off the boat when John Mahash comes out of the door he went into, and he's like, "Hey guys, so that was pretty fun, right? That was a good adventure."
I found a watch, and that door's like there's a door, and it opens to another door to another ship.
Oh, okay. What do you mean another ship?
So I went up there into the bridge. And
Okay, I need to clarify something. John Mahash or Sam Mahash.
Yeah.
You are not on this ship with them.
Okay, I'm still like.
I guess I get that away a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna see these people and I'm gonna hear them calling, and I kind of want to homer into the back end of the closet, and just like a frightened little child run as fast as I can to find a familiar face. Jasper, where are you, Jasper? And Jasper's nowhere to be found. So, Father Amos, anybody? Falling, tripping over myself until I make it back to my buddies.
So you were making a lot of ruckus in this closet, and I think the security guards are going to you're going to hear them in the distance saying, yeah, and you hear like the crackling of some device that you never heard of, but basically it goes, yeah, we got an intruder on level B here in private quarters number 304A. We're asking for backup. Please provide assistance. And you hear the people that you interrupted their dinner talking to some guards outside of where you're at. You struggle at the back of this closet, but it's just a closet.
Oh, so there's no getting out of this.
Well, I mean, there is getting out of this, but it's not a doorway that you can go back through. At least not that way.
Okay.
You can definitely still do stuff. You can jump out of the closet. You can try and talk to them. You can.
So I'm going to try and. I'm gonna
them.
No. Sam's big and dumb, but he's not crazy. So I think what Sam's gonna do is he's gonna put the pocket watch in his his in a pocket, and he's going to take the axe and he's going to hold it in the most non-threatening like way possible and step back out of the closet. And I want to try and manipulate someone and try and play it off and use my plumber lingo to say I'm just fixing something from another room, from an adjoining room, and something crazy.
So you're playing it off like you work on the boat, and this is all a big misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Who are you addressing the guards, or are you addressing the family?
Are the guards?
They're basically outside the door, gathering reinforcements because you were acting a little nutty and making them nervous.
Got it. I'll try and be loud and nutty, but more towards the guards, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Manipulate someone. Roll plus charm.
That is a total for 10.
Heck
Total
yeah.
10.
So you were talking to these guards and you're like, oh my gosh, guys, I don't know what happened. I am so sorry. I was supposed to fix this other.
I was up. I was one level up, and I fell down into this closet. I have no idea what's going on. This, we can. I'm. There was a leak up there. The flange on the fligamafoo with the J pipe and the thing, and I got to get back upstairs. My bag. I'll see you guys later. And I just walk with conviction and acting like I am really on a job here.
As you walk past them, they turn to the family like, did they do anything bad? Did he steal anything from you? And they're like, no. And the guards are like, all right, go fix the pipes or whatever.
Yeah, Sam Mahash Pipes Plumbing. I'm on call with the boat service thing.
Great. Very, very good, sir. Just don't fall through any more toilets.
Try not to. It's messy business.
Yeah. So, you are, as you start walking into this hallway, this is pretty obviously a larger ship than you have ever contemplated, let alone seen. This hallway that you just stepped into is at least 30 feet long, with several doors similar to the one that you stepped out of lining the hallway. What would you like to do?
I would like to probably read a bad situation.
Sounds good. Seems like you might be in one.
Yeah. Here we go.
It's roll plus sharp.
7 plus 1. It's an 8.
8. So you get one question from the read a bad situation list.
What is going to be my best way out?
Your best way out. And you know in general that on boats going up is generally the way to get off of them safely. So you're pretty sure that if you head up decks, that you will find the answers that you were searching for rather than going down below.
Okay, I will try and follow the hall closest to an end and hopes that I find some stairs, because probably not going to know what an elevator is.
And so you start walking upstairs, and you get into it's empty right now. Looks like it might be a weird time of night. But it's a rather large dining hall. There's nobody really in it, but you do see a very similar device to what you saw before, only instead of having a green and black discs spinning, this one has two. This one has two discs spinning, and one is yellow and one is green.
I want to muck with it.
Cool.
And try and get them both green because that stood out to me.
Okay. Do you have what is your weird skill? Are you using,
-1.
Are you using use magic, or are you using an alternative?
I was not using an alternative.
Okay.
Mundane really doesn't have any.
Okay. So then, yeah, roll me weird then with use magic.
Okay.
Has your character used magic before?
No, this is very foreign. They're very grounded, simple folk.
So you are tapping into your weird side. So
I got a 5.
you got a 5. That's gonna be bad, but
Mhm.
I kind of want to know, for future reference, what does it look like as Sam Hash tries to use magic for the very first time? What do they do? What is it? What do you have? An aura? Do you have?
No, it is just like the total like, well, and just smacking things around wildly, tapping it with the axe, just complete, monkey at a typewriter.
Okay. So you feel this weird power coursing through you as you are tinkering with this device. And you see that the wheels, as you're messing with it, the wheels completely stop for a split second, and you feel the boat shift somehow. And then it starts spinning again. Only this time it seems like the waves that you are on are a lot more violent and you're being tossed about the ship. Not like, whoa, but you're having trouble standing. You think you might be in stormy waters. And we're going to flash back now to Sam coming out of a doorway and approaching Simran, Father Amos, and Annalise and saying, "Oh, that was pretty fun, guys. I wish every casting day had a big misadventure like that. How's it going?"
I don't think I would say that was necessarily an enjoyable experience.
Wait, sorry, I'm just confirming. Is it Sam who's coming to us, or is it Jake's character?
Jake's character you have not seen. Since you asked, I would like your character, Simran, to roll. You need to roll me some sharp.
Sharp. What does my sharp look like? I have a 0 to sharp, so this is going to be a flat roll.
Straight dice roll.
Okay. Give me something good. That's a 3.
A 3. Okay.
Damn, the dice have just been rough.
Don't forget to mark experience for those failed dice rolls, because I am not keeping track of those. Okay. So you notice something weird about Sam Hash. He never wears his hat backwards. For some reason, he's wearing his hat backwards, and you don't know why. That just doesn't look right.
Does my sight affect anything?
I don't know. I think you would still need to roll, but you definitely could roll if you're slightly suspicious that something is weird here.
Yes, I guess.
So you can roll. Go ahead.
I will say, the sight is a passive thing.
Yes.
I will roll. Just yeah. Okay, let's go to this thing you set up. Ooh, there's multiple of them.
Oh, is there?
No, I'm seeing like multiple dice. I'm trying to choose which one I want.
Gotcha.
Oh no. D6. Rolling 2 of them. That is an 11.
Ooh, baby. Okay. This is not Sam Hash. This is just not Sam Hash. This is. There's no way. His eyes are like a different color. His voice is gravelly than it is. His beard is just not looking right. This is definitely not Sam Hash.
This is like, as someone who's like had to notice specific features in people so as to describe them in writing.
Yep.
Canonically, my beard got shaved just before this.
Oh,
adventure
that's a good point. Yeah.
So if this Sam has a beard,
this Sam has
this
a
is
full beard.
yeah, this is evil Spock with the goatee.
I see. But I do like the idea that, like, as someone who has had to remember specific features about people, Annalise is like, that is clearly not Sam. What do you mean? She doesn't say that out loud, but like she sort of like stares at him weirdly.
He's going to start making his way jauntily towards the exit back onto the bridge. What does Father Amos think about all this?
There, I think. So he's just trying to. Sam is trying to play it. Fake Sam is trying to play it off like there's nothing wrong, even though Annalise just outed him as an imposter.
No, she didn't out him, but she noticed him.
Oh, okay.
She's just kind of staring at him weirdly because she's like, this obviously isn't Sam. Like, I'm confused why he's even pretending.
Well, I mean, if he didn't have a beard and now he magically's got a beard, I mean, should I roll on something to see if I pick that up? I mean, it seems pretty straightforward. That
I think if the players are going to clue you in, then you'll definitely be clued in. But otherwise, you would need to roll.
All right, so
plus
Annalise didn't say, "Hey, it's an imposter."
Right. Yep.
No.
All right, I'll roll on it. What would that?
Roll plus sharp.
All right. I got a 10.
Yeah, it's maybe it just happens exactly like you were like, why is this even a? There's no way that's Sam.
I go, hey, you're not Sam. And I go after him.
He's not going to stop. He's just be like, yeah, I'm Sam. We're going to get off the ship.
Using my 3, I'm just going to, what do you mean? That's obviously Sam. Looks exactly like him. The beard is exactly like his. The hair is same. The voice is the same. It's Sam. Of course it's Sam.
Simran, the facial hair does not match that of Sam's.
You guys
see
sorry, go ahead.
them struggling, like when you look at a cat and the cat is trying to understand something that you're trying to tell it, and you see the two brain cells connect and spark, and it finally understands what is happening. That is the expression on Simran's face. And immediately the smile drops and she just looks at Sam and, oh shit, you're right. And I think I'm going to try to grab him.
Okay. Yeah. Are you attacking or trying to stop them from moving?
Just spin him around, so stop him from moving, yeah.
Okay, so I would say that's an act under pressure then.
Okay.
I will say, Annalise is following, but isn't really rushing to do so, seeing as how there are two people running towards this guy.
Yeah. Why
and
did
she's
it work?
Yeah, and she's also just like, in the background, she's just kind of sighing after Sarah went, "Oh shit, you're right." And she says, "People need to watch their language sometimes."
You can admonish me for my language later. We need to deal with this imposter first.
No, this
I got a
is her.
5.
This is her saying to this
Oh,
to herself
no.
as she's like following you.
On a 5, everything goes to hell. So I think that mark that experience.
Yeah.
And you feel the boat lurch as the chains take hold, and you feel the boat sliding towards the water. You try to grab Sam, and you end up tripping because this all happens at the same time. And Sam is getting very, very close to the railway of the boat, and he's about ready to just jump off before you all get slid into the water.
I want to use magic to trap a specific person, minion, or monster.
Perfect. See that dice. How does magic work for your character? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like?
Well, because he's kind of like a Pentecostal snake handler by design. Most of his magic looks like ghost snake kind of vibes. So I mutter in tongues, and then I shoot my hands forward like that, and then a bundle of snakes theoretically shoot out of my hands to trap him, with ropes, kind of.
So like ephemeral snakes shoot out of your hands to try and lash around Sam.
Yep.
I love this.
Wish me luck.
No.
Hey, I got a 13.
Hells yeah. All right. Yeah, goes off without a hitch. He is the snakes wrap around every inch of him, and he cannot move. The boat is still sliding into water. Yes. And booze. Water and booze. This is a very alcohol. The alcohol content of this water is probably pretty high. Yeah.
What time of year is it? Would the water be cold? Would we know that?
We haven't really established that. So I guess now would be a good time as any to kind of think about what time of year do you think it might be in Ilaviana. There, I said it right. We think it's spring, summer. Spring here for me right now. We could do spring, or we could kind of
go spring works. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's spring for all of us. I don't think any of us are in Australia.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how that all works. I'm not smart enough, but yeah. So we'll just match it to now and say it is spring. So the water is probably icy cold.
Okay. So this fake Sam is tied up by the snakes, right?
Yep.
I'm just gonna look at the others, and we need to find the real Sam before we get off the boat.
I walk up to the fake Sam. I'm like, "What'd you do with Sam?" And I give him a right cross. Not to harm him, just to intimidate.
You smack his jaw, and it is pretty freaking eerie that his jaw is completely displaced, but his eyes don't move. I'm so sorry. But turns his head and kind of grins back up at you, and he's like, "I am Sam. I don't know what you guys are freaking out about. What is the big deal?"
Okay, I'm gonna pull out the flask from my pocket. I already trapped one of your friends, this weird light creature in the flask. Do you want to join them in here, or do you want to tell us the truth?
He does not react to that.
Huh.
He's looking at the flask, and he's like, "Okay, you've got some. I'll take a drink of it if you want to share some booze with me.
Can I investigate a mystery, I guess,
Certainly.
to see what the fuck is going on here?
Certainly can do that.
Okay. That's the thing. Give me some good rolls, please. Otherwise, I'm going to go back to the board. That's a 6 plus. How much do I have on? Sharp. That's a 6. Fuck.
Somebody want to help him out? You can always help out.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, cool.
Help out as a roll plus cool. It's very cool to help out.
I roll a 7.
7. Okay, so you grant them help, but expose yourself to possible dangers as well. So you actually get one question, Steve, from the investigative mystery list. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
I think that last one makes more sense. What is being concealed here?
I think one thing you get a definite sense of is this is not at all similar to what you have trapped in your flask. What is being concealed here, I think, is and maybe it's just that this creature doesn't realize it's lying. So you've been trying to catch it up in a lie or something like that. And I don't know if I'm necessarily answering the question that you asked, but
wait, so you're saying this thing believes it's Sam?
Yes.
Oh, that's not terrifying at all. Okay. Fuck.
Definitely.
Okay, I just look at the others and I let them know that this is what's happening. I don't think this thing knows that it's not Sam, even though it obviously is not Sam, right? I don't know how else to explain that. But I'm going to ask you direct questions. What did you have for breakfast today?
Breakfast. I worked on plumbing for breakfast.
What? Where did you celebrate your 13th birthday?
I don't know. My 13th. I'm not 13 yet. I haven't had my 13th birthday yet.
Okay. So you realize that Sam Mahash is like a grown ass man, right? He's like 30, I want to say, John. How old is he?
Close enough.
Yeah, he's like a 30-year-old man, right? So if you haven't had your 13th birthday yet, you realize how we would be confused as to how you're Sam.
As you're questioning this creature, Steve, I need you to roll plus cool.
Okay. This fucking thing, I swear. I got a 6 plus. What is my cool? That's a 7. No,
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 7. Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm annoyed.
out of 7, this thing's eyes go wide, and it's tied up. It can't go anywhere, but it is very afraid, and suddenly just stops answering or responding to you. It starts to just. If it were a person, you would say this is becoming catatonic.
Okay. I'm going to try to continue talking to it. Hey,
Okay.
Look, I get it. This is weird and disorienting for you probably. You don't know who you are, and we've all been there, right? We're here to help if that's what you need. But we need you to stop pretending to be our friend so we can better assess what you need help with. Because this is weird. This is weird, right? I look at the others. This is definitely weird.
Definitely weird.
I would certainly say so, yes.
I think it's just as you guys are having that conversation, you feel the boat pulled harder, and you're definitely getting pulled through into the harbor area. And then you hear, is it? And I'm starting to. Is it Jasper? Is that Jake's character's name?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
You hear from the distance. You hear Jasper's voice say, "Oh, what the?" And then he's just cut off as you're having this conversation. And he,
Okay, as a player, I'm struggling to see what we need to do here. Does anybody else have any insight on how we proceed?
I think well, I mean, let's bring Sam off the boat. Or fake Sam off the boat. See what happens when we get on shore. Like, I didn't really connect with something to do on the boat so far. So like maybe there's something to follow up when we get on shore.
But is this ship being sunk, or is it just being taken to the harbor?
It's being dragged. So it's being dragged towards one of the docks that is closer to the mouth of the islands. Basically, it's going to be put under. Basically, it's going to be put under some kind of investigation.
Okay, so I was under the assumption that the ship was being sunk. That's why I was freaking out.
Gotcha.
So,
no, it's not being sunk. It's just being moved currently.
So if we are on the ship when it is moved and we are spotted here, is it reasonable to expect we would be in trouble, or did people see us go in after the crash?
I think that the likelihood of witnesses being able to identify you are pretty low. People probably know that some people ran onto the boat, but it's not like, I don't know. I think your chances of being made are pretty slim, at least for right now.
Okay. No. What I mean is, like, if we are caught on the boat later, wherever it's been taken to, do the people there know about us, like in the government or whoever else is going to be in charge? Do they know what we do?
I would say probably not.
Okay. So then I just look at the others and I'm like, okay, so we get fake Sam off the boat, and then we come back at a later time to look for real Sam. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think. I think
That does leave me quite concerned for Sam, though.
What was that?
That does leave me quite concerned for the real Sam's well-being, though.
Yeah, that's what I.
All right, so how about this? Well, we lock up fake Sam somewhere. Like, there's got to be like a jail on the boat. I forget what they're called on boats.
A brig.
Yeah, a brig. There's got to be a brig. Let me take this guy to the brig. We'll put him away, and then you guys start looking for Sam, and I'll come after. I'll meet up with you.
Okay.
At least for Father Amos, you would have seen both Jasper, and you would have known which door Sam and Jasper went through.
Okay, all right. So then I communicate that to the rest of the crew.
Okay, we should probably look for Jasper as well. That scream did not sound like a fun scream.
I suppose we could, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do a thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to use magic again. I'm trying to do one thing that is beyond human limitations, and I'm gonna try to telepathically connect with real Sam. Is what I'm gonna try to do.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that. Okay. I don't see why you couldn't try it. What does this look like for your character?
Okay, I'm gonna roll and see if it works, and then I'll describe it. I think that's the best way to do it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. That's a 7 plus 2, so that's a 9.
Okay.
That's
so
great.
You'll have
It's
a glitch.
it works. Yeah.
Can I
Hey,
help?
I have a way to help for this.
Okay.
Okay.
That is, I'm gonna try to jinx.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to jinx Simran.
Hell yeah.
What does that do?
Jinx. You can encourage coincidences to occur the way you want. When you jinx target, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus hold 2, and on a 7 to 9 hold 1. On a miss, the keeper holds 2 over you to be used in the same way. Spend your hold 2. Interfere with the hunter, giving them -1 forward. Help a hunter, giving them +1 forward by interfering with their enemy. Interfere with a monster minion. Interfere with what a minion, monster, or bystander is trying to do. Inflict 1 harm on the target due to an accident. The target finds something you left for them, or the target loses something that you will soon find. So let's see how this goes. I'm a spooky, so my weird is pretty solid. Watch as I say that, and then my roll goes poorly. Oh, that's an 8, so I get 1.
Okay. So yeah, you
That's
can.
how math. That's how math works. 3 and 3 and 2 is 8. I do math good. But yeah, I will give Simran that +1 forward.
Oh, perfect. So that was me at a 10, I believe. Yep.
Yep. So no.
So that's
no
the magic
glitch.
works without issues. Hell yeah. Cool. So what you see is I put the flask back in my pocket, and I just put 2 fingers on each side of my temple, and just close my eyes, and I start muttering under my breath. For the two of you, it looks like the same thing as how I communicate with Shani, but without the hand things. And I just spin around in a circle, and then my eyes open, and my eyes are like pitch black, and there's like slight stuff leaking down, black ichor sort of thing leaking down from my eyes as I just reach out, and I'm like, Sam, do you hear us? And Sam, you don't hear me. You hear Shani talk to you for the first time in your life. It's this weird sense of whispering, garbled, like it sounds like 4 voices talking at the same time, all different ethnicities, different genders, different backgrounds, and you can't tell what it is, but you instinctively know that this is Simran trying to connect to you as through Shani. That's what's happening. Shani is the name of the host, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically that's what you hear, and so the message just goes through as Sam, can you hear us? We're trying to look for you. There's a fake version of you here, but don't worry about that. And it's just, it's you can tell that this is similar with the way that the rambling is going on, even though it's in your head, but she's rambling in your head, and that is your signifier that this is Simran. But yeah, so like she goes on like a 2-minute rant about it, telling you everything that has just happened, and then is like, where are you? The ship is about to be taken to confinement. We need to get you out. Yeah.
Sam just uses his standard soft swear, which is like rusty wrenches. Okay. Hey, so I was on a boat,
Sam,
and now I'm on another boat.
Sam, I want to give you an option before you talk.
Okay.
You get this question, and you have an option of responding as you were about to do, or allowing what's the name of your Shanine? Is that Shanine is the name of your host?
Yep, Shani's, yeah.
Or allowing Shanine to simply see through your eyes, but you won't be able to say anything.
Oh no, I'm gonna respond. I'm too
cool.
Cool. Rusty wrenches. I was on a boat, and there was people, and they tried to arrest me, and they had these weird things that would, and they were talking like you were talking to me, and that's really weird. And now I'm on this other boat, and I'm getting tossed around, and I'm going to really get up because it's really rough in the sea. And yeah.
Wait, what do you mean other boat? There was only one ship here.
No, see, there's these disky things in the bridge, and they look like two little valves, and they change colors when you spin them. And I did a really bad job because I'm not really good with colors, so I wasn't an electrician. That's why I'm a plumber, because pipes are only like one color.
Oh, okay. Okay, so here's the thing. Go back exactly where you were, where you showed up on this
Oh
new
no,
ship.
I can't do that.
Okay, so can you go to the bridge on the new ship?
I'm there.
No,
I found the voice. I found the voice, guys.
You're in a dining hall, just to be clear.
Oh, hey, there's a roll.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how do
there's
we?
food and platters and I think there's a guy in the back cooking, and he's yelling a lot about not having enough corn. Yeah. Hold on one second, and I want to use my lucky. I want to use a luck point, and I want to just like slam at the wheels again to try and get home. Hold on one second. I'm gonna try something.
Hold on, before you just use a luck. Do you want to use magic again? Maybe with a little bit of guidance from Shanine to get a +1.
Yeah, we can try that. And then if this goes bad, I would like to.
Yeah, you can luck it up.
Luck it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. It's going to be a straight roll because I got the +1 from Shanine. That's an 8.
An 8. So there's a glitch. So you get the discs to line up the way you want. Remind me how you were trying to get them to line up.
Oh, I'm just spinning wildly and then slamming my hands on them.
Well, they were yellow and green, and you were trying to do something specific with them.
Do they spin, or do they do anything?
They spin basically counterclockwise to each other.
Okay, so they're spinning toward the in.
Basically spinning into each other, but they're not touching. They're not like gears. They're just separated discs spinning on this device. One is yellow, one is green. You said you were trying to do something to them. What are you trying to do?
I probably just go at it with the axe and just, okay, let me try one more thing, and just smash. Because smash.
Okay. So you get the sudden inspiration to slam the axe into the device, and you stop it at the precise moment that you want to. And yes. You will choose a glitch. So when you do magic imperfectly in Monster of the Week, there are glitches. So the effect can be weakened. It can be of a short duration. You can take 1 harm, ignore armor. The magic can draw unwelcome immediate attention. Has a problematic side effect. Those are the glitches that you can choose. So which glitch would you like?
This seems like pretty powerful magic, so I think some sort of backlash causing a harm would be
okay.
Me getting blown back somewhere,
yep.
Slamming into stuff.
Perfect. As that happens, as you take that harm, roll me a d4.
Oh no. It's a 1.
Okay.
That's either really good or really bad.
Right? Got a 25% chance of not being terrible.
Oh, that's just too weird. Okay. you appear in front of Simran, holding the axe, like basically about to hit Simran in the head.
Oh, hi.
Oh, shit. And so the effect of the magic is so strong, she's basically sunk down to her knees. She lets go of her hands from the temples and just slowly stands back up, wiping the black ichor off from like her cheeks. And just look at that. That was great. We figured it out. I totally helped. I was not just a weird voice in your head, right? I helped. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Anyway, can we get the fuck out of here? And
Yeah,
oh,
please.
by the way, Sam, meet Sam. That's a whole other thing. But yeah.
Is other Sam still standing there? Or did
Nope, he's still standing there. He's wrapped up. Give me a second. I got to write this down.
I just turned to the others and I'm like, do you think there's like doppelganger versions of us running around the ship as well? Because can you imagine like a second Shani? Oh fuck. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to think about that. That's too weird for my head. But
is the jaw still jacked up, or did it somehow like slowly self-correct over the?
It's self-corrected, mostly because Steve didn't like it.
Oh no, that was just me. Like this was weird, creepy. Not like I don't like it. Remove it. It was more like I don't like it. This is weird.
Gotcha. I always have that weird, like, I don't want to like upset people, but it is a horror game, so like
that's fair.
Yeah, so it's like, so, but we'll figure that out as we go forward. But
I think if like just to clarify, if it was more like, oh, this is weird, I don't like it, but not like this is making me uncomfortable. You know?
Okay, well then in that case, his jaw is completely to the side, and he's talking out of it as if it was a normal mouth. He's like, "Who the hell are you? You look just like me."
I think Sam is just out of instinct gonna try and kick some ass. Just like
roll them bones. Are you smashing with the axe?
Yeah, we're going with the axe.
Okay.
Wait, you got okay. You know what? I'm gonna let this happen. It's fine.
Is this okay with everybody before?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to be that guy.
Annalise is confused more than anything else. So
yeah. Same. This is like Simran's like, wait, if you attack yourself and the other one dies, does this count as murder? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, never mind. Go ahead. Do what
that's gonna be a 12.
Okay. So
buddy.
Your axe creases this thing's skin, and it splits open like a very thick bubble. There's no blood inside. There's no brains. There's no goo. It just kind of spills. It's mostly water onto the deck of the ship and is gone.
So I turned it into goo?
If you literally popped a bubble, only it was several inches thick. So there's a lot of water, but that's about it.
You know, I'm a plumber, but this is still, this is just not, like Venkman from.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a new suit. Hey, Annalise, look, these are the pants. You told me to go get them because, you know, I went to that shop. You told me to go because you said it was a good, and now look, they're ruined.
That is quite a shame, yes. They were nice pads, too.
Thanks. They even got the nice crease at the bottom and the cuff and everything, and
Yes, well.
Anyways, that was weird.
You said it. What's going on around here?
Can I investigate a mystery?
Certainly you can. Yeah. Where are you investigating, I guess? Here on the bridge, or here on the you guys are kind of like just in the middle of the ship.
Yeah, maybe I'll be like, hey, guys, you got to come see this. And take them up to the bridge where the discs are.
Okay.
And look there. That's terrible. That's a 6. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Yeah. Is that...
Plus sharp if you have
Plus
any
sharp. No, it's only a 5.
Okay. Mark
No,
that
I'm
experience.
sorry, it was a 6, but it
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Does anyone want to help? Just pop them up to a 7?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there describing, like, hey, this, and the things were spinning, and I hit them, and I tried to smack them around, and they spun forward and faster, and they're weird. I don't know what's going on, and I got this weird goop up my nose now, and it's making me tongue all navally.
I'm looking through the manual. Is
How
there a
about,
bonus for help someone?
it's plus cool.
I rolled a 9.
Okay.
Oh,
So you help them. Okay, you give them a +1, but you expose yourself to danger or
All right.
trouble. So you got a 7 there, Sam. So if you marked experience, you don't now.
okay.
You have a partial success. But then you can ask one of the questions from Investigate a Mystery. So what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here? And you said you're showing them the box with the spinning discs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a better explanation of what can it do.
Okay. You know from very personal experience that somehow these boxes are linked to one another. The one that you saw on the other ship and the one that you're staring at now. This one has a black disc and a green disc, and that one had a yellow disc and a green disc. You know that somehow they are connected to each other. You don't know if they're you're assuming there's some sort of transportation happening, as weird as that sounds. But you also know that that other ship was out at sea, whereas this one is being hauled more or less calmly through the Bay of Ilaviana. Eventually, I'll figure that out. God,
It's your world, man. You can
I
act it
know.
however
I
you
named
want.
it. I named the stupid thing, and I can't say it. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, so this box talks to that box, but they're not over there. And then that first one, it was like a big ship, and there were people like living on it in like nice rooms. And it's not like this one, and it's not like Osiel's ship. And then I got on this other one, and the box, it wasn't in a bridgy thing. It was in like a dining room, and it was really weird. And I mean, there was only 2 ships, but I'm making it sound, but there's only one ship because I walked up and it was in the dining room, and it was a big, pretty dining room with all this pretty silverware, and they had this really nice little, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Anyways, these 2 talked to each other. And I think when I went in there, other Sam came out here.
You do all notice as he is rambling that Jasper's bowler hat is sitting jauntily aside next to this device.
Jasper? Where are you, buddy?
Wait, so I'm
Are you confused?
no, the cat is confused. Yes.
Okay.
So, you think that this version of you came through the same portal? I'm going to call it a portal that you came through, but from the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Is
right.
that
Yeah.
okay? But then when we punched it, it didn't seem to show any sort of pain,
Maybe it's a
which means that it's not human.
no, because it was
But
full of
the
goo.
peop- Yeah, but the
See
people
the
on that
goo,
side
and I
look
like
human.
splatter some towards Simran. See the goo?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's thanks.
Yeah, that was
Thank you
me.
for that. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. So I don't necessarily think that's what this is because then that would mean that everyone else on that other ship is also made of goo. But did they look like they were made of goo?
No, no, they look like us, but their clothes were funny.
Funny how? Like old timey or funny like ship captain
No, I didn't
pirate
see
funny?
like the cook. He looked familiar because they always wear the big funny hats, the
Yeah.
togs. But like the peoples, like like, and I point over to Annalise. I'm like, see, nice dress, nice buttons, little dusty, but nice, right? Like, and the fabric, it looked different. It looked thin and like they were wearing these jeans that looked blue. Like, who wears blue? And like they were wearing these shirts that only had like one row of, but like not like this shirt, like you know this, but like it had big loud print, and I could like hear the colors. It was so loud, and there were greens and pinks and florals. They looked like a garden on our shirt, and it's like, but what about the solid colors? Because we only have solid colors. It was weird, and this like hat, but it wasn't like a nice hat, like a bowler, like Jasper's. It was like round, and it just had like a little funny part, like a duck. And it would I don't know. And they had these boxies, the little hand things, and they squawked at each other. Sounded like that. They
Okay.
kept saying like over and 10-4. I don't know what these words are.
Okay.
Like
As a player, I
over is
understand
how
what
I
is
like
going
my
on, but
eggs.
What's that?
as a player, I understand what is going on, but as a character, Simran has no idea.
Right.
I don't know. Here, let's
Okay,
try it again.
Sure. If you are you gonna try again?
I'm hoping someone stops me.
Um,
I don't know. If
I
you
mean, I
wanna-
can jinx you. I can jinx you if you want.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. He's gonna be like, "Look, I went like this," and he's gonna like go to slap it, and do whatever he did the first time. You know, monkey on a typewriter, just like waving his hands around the discs.
Sure. I love this energy. Go ahead and roll magic, and if we need a jinx and or a help out, we can do that.
Okay. That's a 5.
Okay.
Oh, okay, you're good. Hey, you wanted someone to stop you. Guess what? The dice stopped you.
It's all about Henry and
The dice went, you know
interprets-
what? Sure thing, John.
Well, on a miss, the magic goes horribly wrong. I'm trying to figure out what that means in this example.
Maybe we should go to a break.
Yeah, it's actually like a really good time for us to go break, so I can have 7 or 8 minutes to kind of figure out what the magic going horribly wrong means in this instance. So
Time inconvenience. Let's go.
yeah, it's kind of meant to be almost. So
All right.
yeah,
We'll be
I
back
think
in a few.
we are ready, Will. All right, welcome back. If you forgot what we were doing, we're all playing Lancer, and Steve's mech just ran out of gas. So, oh wait, different game. Sorry, we're playing Monster of the Week, and Sam Mahash, just decided to use some magic on a whirly twirly device. It went horribly, and I think I'm just going to have everyone roll a d4 to see what happens.
1d4?
1d4, yes.
Oh,
3.
3 for John.
John C. Yeah.
John C. Okay.
That is a 1 for me.
1 for Annalise.
I also got a 3.
3 for Sinrin.
2.
2. Okay.
You got the midpoint. The dice found a compromise.
The dice tell the stories.
I'm gonna start with Annalise because this might give you a little glimmer into where I drew inspiration for this mystery. So you
Oh joy! I will not get the reference.
You might not know this. But anyways, so you are cast out from this magic, and you materialize in this lifeboat aside a rather large metal ship, and you see the lettering on the side of the ship as the SS Kittredge.
The SS Kittredge.
Why do I know that name?
I'm sure people will Google it and figure it out, but I'm not going to give anything away. But yes, you're. It is still attached to the ship. You can easily crawl onto the deck, and there are sailors walking about in a purely white uniforms with black neckties, and then they'll have the. I'm not sure which side the badges go on, but they have badges on. They are muttering about making sure that everything is operating perfectly, and you can hear their conversations. Aside of you, you do see this. You are in some sort of harbor with several other ships that look similar to the one that you are in this lifeboat of. What would you like to do?
I think the obvious thing to me would be to assess the situation.
Yeah.
Because, where the fuck am I? Hold on.
Give me 1 second to record all this down here. Oh, cool.
That's a 9 because my sharp is a +1.
All right. So are you going for a read a bad situation or investigate a mystery?
That is read a bad situation.
Okay. Give me just 1 second here while I figure out where everybody's at.
Because I don't know where I am or what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. So what question would you like, I guess? Or you could even ask like some kind of other question that might suit your character better.
Let's see. I'll look at the questions first if this reference sheet has any desire to load.
What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers you noticed? Most vulnerable to you, or
what's the biggest threat?
Um. Your character, I think, sees, because you have the sight as well. Um, your character can tell that there is something grievously wrong happening on this ship. It does look like you're just in a harbor. Um, uh, but when you kind of like take a look around and look more closely, it looks like some of the crew um, don't seem to be uh, recognizing each other. They're actually like being confused when they meet in the middle of the ship. Like they go up to their commanding officer to ask a question, and then all of a sudden they realize that they don't know who that person is. Um, so I don't want to be too particularly vague, but I think your biggest threat is that uh, if you don't find out what's happening or fix this, you might end up in a very similar situation to these other sailors. So I think you've identified at least one way to maybe. Uh,
Huh.
is that satisfactory answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll just mean I have to do another question,
Right.
like another roll.
Would you like a follow up?
I know I'm saying maybe later,
Okay.
but like I guess I'm gonna have to investigate a mystery later.
Yeah.
But like you can move on to other people so they're not waiting too long.
No worries. We'll do Father Amos and Cinrin. Um you guys materialize aboard. This is a very familiar sight to you. This is like an everyday sailboat from Ilevania. This is, the bread and the butter of how people get around the city that you are used to, and you're actually in some pretty, not bad but not great weather. The wind is kicking up pretty well, and people are battening down the hatches. There's only 8 or 9 people on this boat, but they all seem to be battening down the hatches, trimming the sails to get ready for some kind of storm that seems to be brewing in the horizon. Um,
Is this unusual weather for this time of season?
Oh yes, very much. In fact, if you take a look around, you do not see any islands. You're in the middle of looks like Bufu nowhere. You don't have like landmarks that you recognize, but the boat itself is very familiar, or at least similar to ones that you have ridden on many times.
I walk up to one of the people battening down the hatches and go, "Where are we?"
Good question, sir. Fucked if I know is the answer. We were out doing a regular sailing haul. We had some merch that we were going to unload for casking day, and now we're nowheres.
What happened to you?
Good question. Captain, what happened to us? And you see at the helm, there's a gentleman who's dresses a lot like Jasper dresses. Very nice clothes, sleek. He's got a very nicely oiled mustache, bowler hat. He's stoking at a pipe. He's very calm at the wheel, and he does have a monocle. And he says, "Oh, business as usual. We have to stay the course. We'll get her to port eventually."
How far away from port are we?
Well, and then you see someone pulls out a telescope and they start to scan the horizon, and you can borrow the telescope if you want, but you are in the middle of the water. There doesn't seem to be any land in sight, and the water is getting rough.
Captain, what year is this?
The captain is very Elevanian. I don't know what year we have as a setting, but I guess we'll make one now. It's 393, of course.
And
So it's the
do I
same
know this is
year
the
that we
same
left.
year? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. At least okay.
Yeah.
I just look over it at Father Amos and I'm like, based on what Sam described, I just wanted to make sure that we are not traveling through. Anyway, never mind. You know what? This is fine. Everything's fine. We should help secure the ship and then figure out the rest later. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I'm gonna help the sailors and stuff secure the ship to the what's it called?
Battening the hatches and getting ready
Yeah.
for a storm. Do you think
Yeah.
your character is familiar with ships in that way, or are you mostly a passenger?
I think mostly a passenger. I'm just following instructions. I don't actually know what I'm doing because I'm a journalist. I've not spent much time actually working with my hands, right? So, except to write. So, every time there's a little lull in the thing, you just see them reach into their pocket, pull out their tiny recorder, and just talk into it. Very fascinating. I'm learning so much about how a ship works. This is so cool.
I think for the
and-
most part,
yeah.
people are sensing that you're not great at ship work, and they're just like, "Here, hold this rope," and then they'll tie a knot, and then I'm like, "Here, step on that thing so it doesn't move."
Yeah, that's fair. I'm very happy to take instructions and to learn new things. Yeah.
What about Father Amos? Has Father Amos been aboard a whole lot of ships, do you think?
No more so than anybody who lives in a coastal city. Like, sure, yes, I've been on boats a lot, but I've never worked on them. So I'm just kind of like standing around.
Okay. I think the main thing is that they don't really know where they are is more troublesome to them than the storm doesn't look that dangerous. They just know that they have to bring everything in, and they're going to secure down below while the storm passes. Are you going to join them in that?
Is it raining?
Oh yeah. It's raining.
I'm
The
gonna
waves are
upstairs
kicking
and
up.
get dry.
The wind is kicking up. It's not like a hurricane, but it's definitely a strong storm is brewing up around you guys.
Okay. So I would like to investigate a mystery here
Okay.
to yeah, okay, let me just roll and see what the vibe is, and then we can figure out the questions.
Okay.
Where is the thing? There we go. That's a 9 plus 1, I believe.
Perfect.
10?
So we get
No,
to
it's
four.
9. There's no sharp. I don't
9?
have sharp yet.
Okay. So just one question then.
Yeah.
What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here? You could also ask a similarly worded question if one of those doesn't quite suit.
Yeah, I think I would like to ask something along the lines of how do we get back, if that's possible?
Okay. How do you get back? I think you would know, at least from Sam's hurried description, that there's probably another similar device aboard this vessel.
Okay.
What you're going to
okay.
do with that might be, but that would be your working assumption.
Okay, makes sense. So while everyone is hunkered down, maybe I'll just grab Father Amos and just let him know, and just be like, Sam mentioned that the device he found was on the bridge, on the other ship. So maybe we go check out the bridge, see if we can find a way to get back.
Yeah, let's do it.
For sure.
Okay.
You guys go to check out the bridge. It's pretty small on a ship this size.
Yeah.
It's basically just like a walk-in closet, but does have the main wheel, a couple of instruments, and sure as bricks, there is a device that has two spinning discs. These both of these discs are green, and they are spinning perhaps a little more wildly than the one you saw on the other ship.
Okay. So really quick, I just want to understand as a player.
Yep.
Your expectation from us is do we escape here, or do you want us to be here and help out with whatever's going to happen?
I have consequences either way. So let's take a quick break to talk about how Monster of the Week is set up. So when I write a mystery, or when anyone writes a mystery, there is times of day. It goes from daytime to midnight. And we are currently in the sunset. So something is about to happen that will either add clarity or danger to your guys' situation. That you can react to. I tend to run with an open mind of I try to run in a way that gives you guys a lot of room to maneuver. So but so the daytime is basically where the adventure starts, and it's not necessarily like one day, it's more like a progression of how the story goes. But it goes from day to shadows to sunset to dusk to nightfall to midnight. And these are all assuming that the hunters don't interfere with what is happening. So it is up to the hunters to change or embrace the mystery as it unfolds. I think I might have done maybe not a stellar job at making this seem impactful or important, but it will definitely get there as we continue. So yeah, you are in the sunset spot, if that makes any sense. So if you want to help out the sailors to get through the storm, there will be consequences. And if you want to try and travel, there will also be consequences. There are also other things you could try and do. You don't necessarily have to travel with the device. It might have other things that is capable of.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay.
That helps. Okay. So I'm just gonna look at the device and look back at Father Amos. I don't really know how this works. I know there was like some sort of color combination or whatever, but we don't know what the combination is. I think it was like green and yellow. But do you want to wait, see how this plays out? Because I refuse to believe that we showed up here randomly. I think we were sent here for a reason. And I don't really believe in divine intervention, but like there has to be a reason that we're here, right? So maybe we let this play out and then find a way to get back. What do you think?
Yeah, let's see what turns up. I have an idea. Actually, out of character, I want to ask you a question.
Yep.
Could I conceivably do magic to create like a beacon that will lead us back to the port? I do one thing that's beyond human limitations, but I don't know how broad that is.
I think that's fair. I mean, you do have nautical instruments, so I don't know if like you as a player or as a character would necessarily know where the port is. But I think you could use magic to observe another place in time to maybe see a window as to be like a reverse lighthouse. Does that make sense? Like, I think you could make a better telescope with magic. that could see where the port was.
How do you feel about that, Steve?
Yeah, I think if we can pull it off, we should give it a shot. Yeah.
All right, I'll do it.
Okay.
So I excuse myself to go someplace where people can't see me wielding occult powers, and I do my rituals and speaking in tongues.
I'm going to give you a +1 since you're acting on. It wasn't necessarily your question, but information from Investigate a Mystery.
I got a 13.
Perfect.
No, 13? No, 12.
12. So how does this?
Well, maybe I can enchant the telescope so it, like.
Oh, okay.
So the guy can look through it and be like, "Oh, it's over there."
Okay, so it just sees farther. I'm trying to decide something real quick in my head. And I think what I think you do is I think that you spot a port that is probably La Viana. Of all the places you can observe, that's the one.
All right. So I bring the telescope back and I'm like, "Hey, check it out. Look what I see."
Mm-hmm.
And then I hand it to the pilot or whoever the guy's, the telescope operator, and say, "There's a port over there." I point him in the right direction.
Yeah. They do have to. You guys are gonna have to weather the storm before they can really get going that way. But you have a heading that you can head to that you are pretty sure is the Ilabania port. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's great. Samahash.
Present.
You appear. You have an oar in your hand. There are 30 other people around you that are striking at their oars. You see in the distance, there's a big drum. A guy is beating on the drum saying, left, right. And the people around you are singing some obscure sea chanty that you have heard like as a kid, but not in a very long time. But they are singing it with gusto, and it's about making the sea tamed by the forces of good or something like that.
Jeez.
As you hesitate, you get a lash from a whip on your arm. Heave to, soldier.
Yep. Okay, sure thing. Oh man. Okay.
And you see that as that drum is beating, that the guy who is beating the drum has one big black drumstick and one big yellow drumstick.
Am I putting two and two together that the drumsticks might be my?
I would say that's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Golly. He just got a little whip.
And I think this might be, as you're just kind of halted, I think this might be where I'm going to introduce the sunset piece. So you are on this boat, and I'm assuming you're pulling oars with everybody else.
Yeah, I'm okay, sure, man. Just ask politely. I'm a nice guy.
There is a man. Oh no, it's a woman actually. A woman who's dressed in very fine silks, who all of a sudden appears amid the center with the taskmasters. She seizes one of the taskmaster's necks in her left hand, and you can see that most of her wrist and upper arm is metal. And she lifts him off the ground. She gazes into his eyes and she says, "Where is the device?" And he is gurgling as he struggles to answer.
I would like to. I think I'd like to act under pressure and try and bust up and run up and try and wrestle the sticks and start beating wildly on the drum.
Okay. I
Like
think
not like seeing that knowing that the drumsticks may be the device and she wants them and I don't want to be here because I just got whipped.
Are you and I forget what moves you have, so I'm going to ask some questions. Are you charging into immediate danger without hedging your bets?
Yes.
Okay, then I think you definitely get those 2 hold.
Okay. And I did have those 2 hold from previous, so can I take a +4?
Yep. I give you a plus.
Split the difference +3?
This can't be used all like at once, but yeah.
Okay.
And then I think you can use 2. We'll figure that out. But did you take the other one? You have oops, I know that.
I have oops, what could go wrong?
Yeah, don't
and
worry,
don't worry, I'll check it out.
Okay, I think those both apply, so you can mark experience as well.
Okay, I'm leveling up after this.
Perfect. The way I treat level ups is you can hold on to them for as little or as long as you want. So if you don't know what you want, you can wait. If you know what you want right now, you can take it right now. And they can also be very sudden. So like from moment to moment, you can say, I want to be able to do X, Y, Z.
Okay, well, I'll figure the level up later, I think.
Okay.
But definitely I'm gonna what could go wrong and run up and try and nab the sticks.
I think this is definitely act under pressure because she's going to probably want to stop you. And you also have taskmasters and other people that are going to try and keep you in place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say that applies very much.
Okay. So this +2, 7.
7. Okay. On a 7, I give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. I think you can. I think as you charge past this person, she is squeezing the life force out of this man in front of you. So you can either try to interfere with that or let him be dog meat and grab the drumsticks.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my other 2 from the last time I used what could go wrong, and I will act under pressure again and kind of throw a shoulder check to try, as I'm running up, see him, shoulder check, dive for the drumsticks.
So I'm confused.
Okay. So
you can either interfere with this woman choking the taskmaster, or you can.
I'm just gonna go for the drumsticks.
Okay.
Sorry, bro.
I don't know what that turn of phrase means. He gurgles with a purple tongue. Okay, so you get the drumsticks. The drummer is very confused. The people kind of look at you very confused because all of a sudden their beat is off.
I start playing Wipeout.
As you rattle off a quick riff of Wipeout the girl chucks this taskmaster aside. He lumps to the side, and you're just beating the drum with them wildly. I think. What are you hoping to accomplish? Is my question.
I'm hoping to bamf out of here.
You want to bamf out of here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've had good luck with smashing things and bamfing out of things.
Okay, then go ahead and roll weird to see if you can bamf out.
This is always going to be so bad. Oh, 10.
Oh, baby. Okay, so I am going to be super nice to you.
Yay.
I'm going to give you the choice of you can hold on to the drumsticks or choose your destination. Which would you like to do? You will travel either way.
I will hold on to the drumsticks.
Okay.
Because
Then
I think this will allow me to. We'll see what happens. But yeah,
Yep.
I'll hold on to them.
Before.
Oh, wrong one. One.
Okay. Okay. You appear on looks like what we would traditionally think of a privateer's frigate. So traditional sailing vessel. Big sails, the things that most pirates would love to plunder is what you were appearing on. I think you're going to appear, why not, in the captain's quarters. And I think you have a rather odd scene laid in front of you, which we will get to in a moment. But let's hold on to that thought and get back to Annalise, who is aboard the USS Kittredge. So what is your reaction to everything that's going on? Or we'll go to Father Mosley, or I don't know why I keep saying Mosley. Father Amos and Sinrin aboard the sailboat. The storm has.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm currently dealing with some stuff
No worries.
behind the scenes. I won't be on mic, but I'll be listening to everything.
Gotcha. Very good. So you okay? That's fair. Okay. So Sinrin and Father Amos, the storm has more or less passed. The seas are calm now. You've all gotten to know the crew a little bit as they passed around a bottle of very strong whiskey or gin, dealer's choice, or and rum maybe at sea. But everyone's calm now. You're kind of gotten to know each other a little bit. Everybody seems rather friendly. What would you like to do?
Head back to port.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So you guys are sailing towards this port. I'm just going to advance time a little bit. As you get closer, especially with your specialized telescope, it does look very similar to Olivania, but this is a city that you have never seen before. It does have several islands that make up the city, just like yours, but it's a different structure. This one has a lot less technology than what you're used to, so it's more of like an open wooden kind of structures that you're looking at. and the sailors do not realize this before you do. So.
I walk over to Simran and I'm like, shit, it's not home. What are we gonna do?
Okay. So, but wait, I thought the telescope would lead us home.
Apparently it's not.
Is it home for them versus home for us? Is that what's happening? I don't know, because I thought this was the ship from. Okay. Anyway, never mind. All right. We've helped them to port. At least this is. Does it look like they recognize this place?
No. Well, they haven't realized that they don't recognize it yet. They will pretty soon. You guys are on the uptake before they are. Because you're player characters and they're not.
That's fair. Can we... What can I'm trying to look at? I'd like to investigate a mystery again, maybe.
I think, yeah, you can definitely do that. I also think I will let you do that. Why don't you investigate a mystery and then something else is going to happen too.
That's a 7.
7. So you get one question from the list of what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where did it go, what was it going to do, and what is being concealed here.
I think what is being concealed here in the reference of why are we not where we were supposed to be kind of thing.
Okay. So your host creature that shares your body or soul, or where's that from?
I think we established that it was passed down through generations. One of my parents had it, and when I was born, this was a new version of like me and the host were born together as a child of the parent, and the parent had the host, had another version of like had the host's parent kind of thing.
Okay.
That's how it worked. Yeah.
So maybe the host doesn't really have any clues for you either. But the only thing you can kind of maybe think of is that you're on the right ship, but you're not in the right place.
Yeah.
And it's kind of as you're coming to that realization that you hear 2 footfalls on the prow of the boat. And there's a man who's suddenly just standing there. He's got big, heavy metal boots. He has a saxophone in his left hand and a gun in his right. This gun looks wicked and compulsive and weird. It looks, you can definitely recognize that it is a gun, but it's not something that your characters would be familiar with. It looks alien. And he's lands down on the prow of the ship, and he is pointing his weapon at you and asking if anybody wants to sing him the blues, or would they rather just cooperate?
Wait, sing him the blues or cooperate?
Yeah. Would you rather sing me the blues, or are you going to cooperate? Is what he says.
Okay. What do you want us to cooperate with?
One of you has the seals that are going to help me out. So who's gonna give them up, and who's gonna sing solo? You know, solo in the ocean that we can't hear you.
You. Oh, okay, dude. Do you mean sleep with the fishes? Because that makes more sense. But okay, anyway, never mind.
Stop badgering my metaphors. I'm a cool guy.
Yeah, I can see that. You're so cool that you need to tell people you're cool. Yeah. Okay. So, So do I know what he's talking about? Is he talking about the device that we had?
That would be your assumption.
Okay.
He just had the
But
seal.
we don't have it on us, do we?
Look, don't joke around with me, Joker. See, I've got a real bad vibe about you guys. So just stop with the word play and let me know or give me the things that I want, because you know what the things that I want are.
Oh, okay, dude. Okay. Let's retry this. Let's redo this one more time. Hi, I'm Simran. What is your name?
I'm Miles.
Miles. Okay, so was kilometers taken? Is that what we're...
Oh my God.
I don't know.
God.
I don't know why.
What are you,
I don't know
European?
why I'm
He just
antagonizing.
decided to go hard on the one-liners for no reason.
Okay.
This is what happens when you have international casts.
Yeah. I don't know why
Actually,
I'm
different
antagonizing you all
Miles
the
that I
time.
was referring to, but yeah.
Okay, so Miles, you're looking for a thing, right? What does it look like? Can we help you look for it? I don't know what. I don't have any thing on me, but I can help you look for it if that helps.
He's gonna. He feels pretty secure because he's so cool. So he'll.
Yeah, the coolest. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so cool. He's gonna holster his gun, and he's gonna be like, "It's a box. It's about yay big. It's got the spinning discs on it. You know, the ones that let us maneuver through time and stuff. Give me that,
Wait.
and we'll all be fine, and nobody will get hurt." And he's
Wait,
going
you know how
to
travel through time?
unholster his weapon. As you're asking him this, he's going to unholster his weapon and just shoot a random passenger on the
Oh
boat.
fuck. Okay.
Or you could end up looking like that guy, and that guy, whatever this gun shot, it is not a bullet. He has like a gaping hole through him, and he is screaming in agony on the deck.
All right. Okay. Listen. Stop hurting random people who don't know, who are not part of whatever this is. That's not fair. That's not fair to them. How would you feel if someone came in and started shooting you for no reason? Right? So how about we put the guns away? We look for this thing together and we figure out how to get you your time travel device. Is that even a thing?
I'm very curious as to what Father Amos might be doing during all of this.
I'm going to run this past Steve.
Okay.
I have, I'm whipping up magic left and right. But using magic, you can bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature. I can just banish his ass from the boat and knock him in the water.
Do it. That's what I was planning as well. So yeah.
All right, so I fucking eyes roll up in my head, start chanting in the tongues, and then
Okay, so what is the effect that you hold on? Because I think there's two effects that you kind of named in a weird way. What is the effect you're going for?
I want to ban him from the boat.
Okay, so you're banishing a spirit or curse from the person, object, or place it inhabits?
No, there's bar a place or portal to a specific person.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So you want to seal off the boat to this dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck him.
Okay. And what were you saying before that, Steve? I'm sorry.
I'm going to wait and see how the role plays out, and then I'll...
Well, I rolled a 7.
Okay, so there's going to be a glitch.
All right. And I picked the glitch?
You do pick the glitch. Yeah, the effect is weakened, short duration. You take 1 harm, ignore armor. Can draw immediate unwelcome attention, or it has a problematic side effect.
I'll take the harm.
Okay. So you're casting your, I'm assuming your snake is your kind of your theme.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. So So you're kind of like spreading these snakes out across the boat, and they're slithering all across the boat. And at first he's laughing, he's just stomping on the stakes. But then he kind of realizes that that they are actually repelling him, and it almost becomes kind of like a slithery slip and slide. You watch as he is really angrily tossed off the boat. I do think he's going to shoot again as he is thrown in the water. He's probably going to aim at you. And I think that's maybe where you get that harm from.
Okay.
So he as he is flung off the boat, he takes a shot at you, and it grazes your arm, and you take 1 harm. Ignore armor.
All right, no problem. Done.
Okay.
Tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, that's when he. That's when you see the. How do I describe this? That's when you see his body hovering above the boat, and you see jet flames coming out of the bottoms of his big, heavy boots. And he's like, "Really, dudes? Really?"
Give him the bird. Fuck off. Go somewhere else.
So how does this? Do you think he personally can't touch the boat?
Yeah, he can't come on the boat. He's barred from it.
Okay.
I'd say it's like a bubble sort of situation, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
There's like 10 feet or like 20 feet. He has to stay 20 feet away or some distance away. I don't know what the distance would be.
He's got her. He's just got the notice that he is. I think he's gonna shoot at the boat with his big bad gun. And we'll just say that he's gonna get very aggravated when he realizes his bullets won't penetrate. And he's like, "All right, you cool, but I got more friends. I'm gonna go give them a call, cats."
Well, you can't get back on board, so enjoy.
All right. So the crew is pretty rattled. The one guy is not gonna make it. What are you doing at that point then?
How many harm has the shot guy taken?
He's severely messed up. If you wanted to heal him,
All I can do is 1 harm, though, so I don't know if that would.
yeah, I don't think. I mean, you could certainly try and help him if you have some kind of healing move, but I don't think.
No, I just have
healing 1 harm is gonna do it.
Oh, I forgot. I have +1 forward every time I use magic. So everything I did was already.
Yeah, is already better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get better at realizing that. Are you guys going to do anything else, or are you guys going to let it hold? Go ahead.
We're still on track to the wrong island, right?
Yep.
I'm going to give the dying guy last rites and comfort him and pray and fucking, just try to make his exit as least awful as possible.
For sure. Do you want me to swing over to someone else, or you guys?
Our next logical stop is once we're in port. So unless something happens in between, then might as well.
Okay, so you're still gonna head into port.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not this one, right?
Oh, you don't want to go to this one?
I mean, we don't know what this location is. I don't know. You tell me. Do we want to risk it?
Well, we need to fucking find out how far we are away from our home port. So we should probably stop and ask directions.
Fair enough. Okay, I just want to do one thing really quick. I want to find the captain,
Yep.
and I want to ask him about the device. What does he know about it? Just
Okay.
like fully, just like, do you know what this thing is? Why is it on your ship? And why are people attacking each other, us, to get access to it?
Okay. They are all pretty freaked out. If you show the captain this device and ask him about it, he's going to initially tell you he has no idea why that's there. But if you want to try and manipulate someone, you can get him to tell you more.
Can I try to read his mind instead of manipulate him using magic?
I don't think that's technically a use of magic. Let's see here.
It's do something a normal human can't do, right? So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Nice. Okay. That's a 6 plus 2. That's an 8.
Okay. So you'll have a glitch. What would you like your glitch to be?
So I think the glitch is going to be psychic feedback. I'll take a harm for it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to grab him by the throat, look him in the eyes. My eyes go dark again.
Okay.
The ichor starts pouring out of it, and I just look at him and I'm like, "Tell me about this device. Why do you have it?" And while I'm trying to read his mind, because it's so strong, I get hit with a psychic feedback from it.
Perfect. Yeah. He kind of, I think he takes a harm as well. And I think he kind of passes out from this as you're forcing your brain onto his. But you do see the conversation he had with this guy he met who basically had an experiment he wanted to create, and basically offered this captain a lot of maneuverability in the upper echelons that he was trying to get into if he would allow this experiment to take place aboard his vessel. That was approximately 3 weeks ago, and this captain has not seen his waters he recognizes since.
Okay, so do we see the captain use the device to travel through time or space, or does it happen on its own?
No, the captain never touched it.
Okay. I guess we can head into port and switch scenes to someone else now. I guess, yeah.
Okay. We'll probably be wrapping up here in the next 10-ish minutes. So Annalise said they were out of commission, so we'll go to Sam Mahesh.
I mean, I'm back now.
Oh, you're back? Okay. Do you want a scene?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you were aboard the SS Kittredge, and people were acting very weird, and you got the sense that if you didn't do things that you might end up just like them in confused squander. What would you like to do?
I guess I'll investigate a mystery.
Perfect. Let's see that roll.
Okay. Let's go. That is a 9.
9. So you can ask one question.
Indeed, I can. I guess what happened here?
You get very clear glimpses of conversation that everyone on board this ship knows that there is some experiment happening. They didn't exactly know what was going to happen, but everyone is asking each other basically like, did it work? Are we? Did we? Did we get to? Did we turn invisible? Did we? Did we? Did we? You know, did the devices work right? And no one seems to know the answer. It seems like everyone's rather confused as they are talking to each other, and but so I don't know if that answers your question or not.
It does. It just doesn't give me much of a direction.
Okay. So for what happened here, better to give you a direction to follow.
Like I'm just like, okay, cool. What do I do with this information? Where do I go from here?
Right. Well, what would your character's desire be? Would your desire be?
If she knows that, like, oh, I need to get off the ship so that I don't turn out like these other sailors, then that's the goal.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's up to you. I mean, do you want to rejoin the rest of your monster hunters? Do you want to do you want to find out where you are? What are you looking to accomplish as in this moment?
I think she's like she's wanted to find out where she is, but I don't know how much I'm going to get aside from like the SS Kittredge.
Right. Well, you can tell that this ship is I mean, it's a very different design from what you're familiar with. That people around you are dressed very differently than what you're used to. They're definitely in some kind of uniform, but it doesn't appear to be anything close to the kinds of uniforms you're used to. So obviously you're in a different place than what you know. If you want to find out, are you trying to find out more about what happened, or what are you looking for?
Like I said, I'm not entirely sure because I don't feel like I have much of a direction to follow.
Okay.
Let me hold it. There we go. Yeah, I'm just not entirely sure what to do here.
Okay. That's fine. Let's put a pin on that. Maybe we'll have a conversation about how that would look off screen. But let's go to Sam Hash on the sailing in the pirates captain's quarters. Sam, you appear in the obviously the captain's quarters because it's big and it's spacious, and there is a full-blown what's the word I'm looking for? The clothing of a captain in kind of like this kind of a pose, gazing out of a big sea window, but there is no body in these clothes. Everything in the office seems to have stopped mid-space. There are a couple other pairs of clothing with no bodies that seems to be hovering midair. And there is a scattering of maps across a desk. And there is actually a coin that is being flipped. Looks like it's being flipped by one of the crew members that is stuck midair as you materialize with this drumsticks in your hand.
Are these like big, like exaggerated things, or these like, you know, too big to put in a pocket, or like stuff in my shirt?
Oh yeah. These are giant freaking These things are like if you can like think of like a torch, they're like torch sized.
Oh my. Okay.
I mean, you could put them in a backpack or something like that.
I was dressed nice to. I had new pants, a new shirt, some suspenders. I was not, and I'm covered in ectoplasm. This is just not my day. So I have floating clothes, a coin that's being flipped in the air. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna. I'm gonna read a bad situation.
Okay.
And my sharp is 1. All right. It's a 9.
9. So you get one question.
Um.
I'm open to similarly worded questions at this point because this is kind of a goofball situation you're in. What's your best way in, best way out, dangers you haven't noticed, biggest threat, most vulnerable to you, or best way to protect the victims?
Sam's going to be a bit freaked out because he's seeing floating clothes, and this is the most like weird stuff this dude is like seeing. He's really getting slammed in the face with it, like.
Okay.
So probably like what's the most dangerous? There's some danger that I haven't seen.
I'm gonna answer that in kind of a weird way. So you're moving around this room trying to figure out what happened, and you, as you are moving around, you cut your cheek on another coin that you didn't see, and you realize that as you cut your cheek that you can't like move this coin. So these things are like stuck in space the way they are. And so the dangers that you can't see is that whatever's happening aboard this ship is literally stuck from moment to moment, if that makes sense.
It's wholly frozen in time, and there's no moving any of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna, as carefully as possible, probably like waving the sticks in front of me just in case there's anything weird.
As you do that, everything starts to pitch into motion. So you wave the sticks in front of you.
I'm like, if like, yeah, like kind of like.
Yep. Then the coin falls to the ground. The clothes fall to the ground. There's no people, but everything just clatters to the ground around you, and you feel like the lurch of the ship as it continues the motion. It feels like it was on the crest of a wave, and the entire ship falls off the crest of the wave. I think that's a pretty good place to leave it, unless you have a remark or ending point to dish out.
Putrid P-traps. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Let's
Rusty wrenches.
Let's rusty wrenches. Let's do the end of session questions. So how this works is at the end of each session, we're going to ask these questions, and then you'll get some experience points. So to the cast and crew, did we conclude the current mystery?
No.
Okay. Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
No.
I'd like to think we did when we banished
that you did.
Yeah, we banished the dude.
The banishing work. Yeah, we only lost one guy as opposed to all of them.
Yeah, and then I think we all individually did save people, right? So I don't know if this is like a team thing or an individual thing, but
It's for the whole
we did
team.
save people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did save people then. Yeah.
Yeah. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
No.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, time travel portals exist, so that
Time
I would say
travel. We
yes.
got Cyborg Miles Davis.
As Kittredge in some kind of experiment.
The Manhattan Project or something. I don't know.
Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Sam hasn't seen much magic type stuff, so it's really freaking him out.
Did we learn anything? I think Sam might have learned something new about how the host works.
Yeah.
with
Oh,
the
yeah.
telepathic stuff.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
We've also learned that, even if she can't perform it herself, the jinxing that Annalise can do can encourage not just normal but magical occurrences to happen.
Yes. So with 3 out of 4, that is 2 points of experience for all of you. If you leveled up, you can hold on to that or declare that.
Well, yeah, that puts me at 5. That's a level
What
up.
did we have for last session? I'm sorry, I don't have anything marked off.
Whatever you had from
We
failure,
got one.
I didn't keep track of.
We got one last session
Okay, cool.
because that's the only experience point I got last session.
And just so everybody knows, I will not be here on May 28th, but John Patrick Cooper has volunteered to run a one-shot of... what are you going to run there, John?
Well, we can make a choice. We could do Dead Mall, which is my survival horror urban exploration game. Basically, you're trapped in an abandoned mall and something's coming after you. Or we could do Long Shot City, which is a Troika superhero game, which is pretty fun. If you're into it. If not, it's fine.
Well, we can make that decision, but John Patrick Cooper will be running something in my stead. I will be back on June 11th, where I will have a free Slurpee, as everyone else should. And then we will...
if only we had 7-Elevens here.
I will ship you a Slurpee. You won't like it.
Oh shit! Shipping over here to this country specifically? That sounds a little difficult logistically, buddy.
I will magically teleport you a Slurpee.
There we
with my
go.
mind powers. I don't like Slurpees personally. I don't know what the big deal is, but it's a big... I don't know. But anyways, we will wrap up and tell us all a little bit about you, who you are, where we can find you. If you had anything you liked or didn't like about the game, I'd love to hear that. I will tag TaylorMade to go first, and then Taylor just tag whoever after that.
All right. Hi, I'm Taylor, ending all pronouns. You can find me on Discord at TaylorMade, Instagram, Reddit at Not Ready to Start. My DMs are usually open, so feel free to come say hi. See you next time. John Patrick Cooper, go.
Okay, John Patrick Cooper. JohnPatrickCooper.bsky. Whatever it is. Whatever the naming convention is, I just started that up. Like I said, game designer, made Dead Mall, made a game called Get in the Van, which is about being in a punk band going on your first tour. You can find me over on Blue Sky, and I'll pass it off to John Smash.
Hi, John Smash. I'm here Wednesdays. Yay! I had fun tonight. I stole drumsticks.
So that's over to Steve.
Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters? Yes. Sam has drumsticks.
Hello, hi. I'm Steve, also known as Sassy Pants. You can find me anywhere on the internet under Sassy Pants 1996 on Blue Sky or Twitch or YouTube. That's where I do most of my gaming things, which is I play a lot of adventure RPGs or like story-based games. Pretty big into Timberborn right now, which is like a city builder where you play beavers. Is really cool. I also run Pants Stables, which is an AP studio based out of India, where I try to shine a spotlight on underrepresented Asian talent. We're currently casting for a giant charity event. Casting player applications are open for another 6 hours. We've got like 70 applications so far, so it's been like a big fucking deal. I'm very proud of how it's been going. Find us Panther Stables everywhere. We're planning to do, like I said, a big charity event end of June. We're about to launch merch in a bit, and a bunch of other cool announcements during the charity event as well. I am very excited about all of that. Thank you for having me. I'll be back in 2 weeks to play the mall one shot. Yeah.
Fantastic. And I'm MC Henry or Antarak. I'm not really on social media, but I do play a lot of role-playing games. I'm doing a one-shot with the Keeper from Pest Control this coming Saturday with Do Gooder Games, or I forget Roll for Good. That's who it is. Roll for Good. And I'll drop a link for that. And then I also play Monster of the Week with Station Zero on Thursdays. I play with Gestelheim Productions. I'm here every other Monday as the wily wizard Entourage, who causes more mayhem than they should be allowed to. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I don't ever have my phone on me, so I'm going to have to actually go grab that to chat at will to shut this down. So give me a quick second to do that. But if you all want to chit chat, oh, there we go. There he is. But yeah, we are ready to go. We do have merch on the store so if you want to grab a mug, this is a good example of one from the game I'm in, the Black Tide Syndicate mug. You can grab that. We also raising money for companion dogs for veterans, which we would love to get some more companion dogs for veterans. I'm not a good sales spokesman, but we are trying to help save lives that way. And aside from that, I hope you enjoyed the show. And I very much look forward to any and all feedback that anybody has. And I hope everyone has a marvelous Thursday or whatever tomorrow brings.
Tomorrow actually brings my birthday, so there's that.
Oh, happy birthday!
Happy birthday! This is your birthday song. Sorry, it's not very long.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Are we offline?
Tiny robes he's wearing so fine, in the tavern sipping on wine, knows the secrets of the old halfling wizard never told. Mystic wand and a pointed hat, talks to people about this and that, sneaky tricks and a wink in his eye. Halfling wizard makes the hours fly. Oh, halfling wizard in the night, casting spells to the moonlight. He can talk and he can know, in his world the magic grows. Down the road in evening light, he'll engage you, that's his delight. Readers of the stars he seeks, in a crowd he's sure to speak.